The Bengals are 1-0 after defeating the Browns in week 1. They look to move to 2-0 for the first time under Zac Taylor as they open in orange Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis Hunter is expected to see an expanded role for the Jaguars. We'll talk about that and break down the matchup to get you ready for kickoff coming up on Chatterbox Bengals.
Looks right around Huntley, he reaches, that ball's out, that's live! Back the other way, Sam Hubbard! The Cincinnati Kid! Hubbard's got a convoy! Chased by Andrews! At the 30, the 20, he will score!
To the end zone, down the field, and it is deflected, and gone! Touchdown! A.J. Green!
Goes back to throw. Men are coming late. Looks right down the middle. There's Eddie Brown. He has it at the 35 to the 30. He may go 10-5. Touchdown.
Now the Bengals Super Bowl chances rest on his right foot. The kick is up.
Yeah.
It is good.
Corey Dillon. He's gone. The knockout punch. You're looking at it. 65 yards. And they're back to throw as the blitz is on. Goes long, intended for Collinsworth. He has it down to the 20, touchdown. And Chris Collinsworth.
Throwing the long ball. Deep down the field. Johnson's got it. Touchdown. Cincinnati.
Look at Chase go. Oh my goodness, what a gear he just found. Case for the touchdown. Wow, Chase is on the case.
It is no fluke. It is a fact. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Super Bowl 56. The play clock at 3. Shotgun snap. Carr throws into traffic. Intercepted. Jermaine Pratt has the football.
Yeah.
Coffin nails.
Bam, bam, bam. How about that?
Welcome into Chatterbox Bengals, everybody. I'm Craig Sandlin. We are less than 36 hours away from kickoff in Cincinnati for the Bengals home opener. As they open in orange, we hope that you as well will wear your orange to Paycor Stadium on Sunday. Zac Taylor is also asking for your support.
Yeah, here's exactly what I'm looking for. I know how loud we're going to be, and so let's do it early. Let's show them right out the gate. I think when Sam Hubbard is up there as the ruler of the jungle, every seat is packed. And I'd love to look up, I'm just asking for one game, a 10-minute sacrifice from the parking lot. And so that might just mean getting up 10 minutes earlier and getting to the stadium 10 minutes earlier than you normally would. And so do whatever you want in those extra 10, and then that extra 10 getting in the stadium. And so when Sam's the ruler, I'm kind of looking up at that escalator that's to my right, and it's blank, and maybe people just appease me and stand at the bottom so I can't see as he's up there. But I would love to hear that. Just week 1, the rest of them you can tailgate a little extra longer. But I think for this first one, it'd be awesome just to send the message to the team. We got to do our best to start 2-0. And for all the great things that we want to do this year, it starts with playing great at home. And that's a collective effort from our players, our coaches, our fan base. And so I'm excited to set off 2025 the right way at home. And orange, we're oranged out, and the jerseys look great, and our guys will be fired up.
Now, the Bengals picked up a win in week 1 and will look to go for 2-0 for the first time under Zac Taylor. It was an ugly 17-16 win over the Browns. Joe Burrow acknowledged that it was ugly, wasn't his best game. He was 14 of 23 for 113 yards and just 1 touchdown in that matchup. But Jaguars head coach Liam Coen is not fooled. He is not underestimating Joe Burrow coming into week 2.
In terms of Joe Burrow, what, in your opinion, makes him such a special player?
Yeah, his ability to create is elite. His accuracy, the pinpoint of it, his ability to put balls in tight spaces, give those guys opportunities. He knows them so well and what they do well and how they want the ball thrown to them. It's clear that they have, chemistry, even when last week's output wasn't maybe as much as they've been used to. You could still see that there was some moments where you're like, whoa, that was pretty good. So it's a huge challenge for us. I got a ton of respect for Zach and what he's been able to do there over the years. And Joe's a special player.
How can you throw against the blitz? Like how much of a
He can get it out. You know, he can get it out. You got to take some of the air out of the coverage. It's hard to give him a ton of space, but it's feast or famine. You go up and press him. You get too much on him, who knows what it could be. And it's just one of those combinations. He's a smart player. He knows how to get to zero audibles and checks and understands the game. So it's going to be a little bit of a chess match.
Hendrickson entered the game.
You heard Coen. Output was not what they're used to. In fact, star receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins combined for just 5 catches for 59 yards in the win. The defense, for the most part, they contained the Browns. It wasn't a great showing, but they did get 2 unforced turnovers by the Browns, 2 interceptions that the Browns tipped up and were able to take away. But Joe Flacco threw for 290 yards in that game. A lot of dink and dunk and short passes, slants. Cam Taylor-Britt especially was taken advantage of in that coverage. Cam Taylor-Britt acknowledged this week that he wasn't good enough. He went to defensive coordinator Al Golden and had a conversation with him. This is what Cam Taylor-Britt had to say about his performance and that conversation.
I won't say it's frustrating. It's week 1. You finally get that action of realness. I feel like it was a solid game, except for that one. I wouldn't need to say nothing about the touchdown, honestly. Slide your feet, kind of undercut it. Can't say nothing about them, anything. No excuses at the end of the day. But, yeah, that's about it.
What was that conversation with Al like? How did you initiate that, and what exactly did you say to him?
Just walked up to him. As simple as that. That's the kind of guy he is, man. You don't have to sugarcoat anything with him. Just kind of walked up to him and was like, man, hey, man, I got you. He was like, I know you do. And I was like, that wasn't to my level of play. On that last one, I know they were counting on me. And that's one thing I don't want to do is this team be counting on me in a clutch moment in the game and, not F it up. Nah, that's not me.
Why is it important to you to verbalize accountability for yourself with your defensive coordinator?
Because I think it kind of starts with me, in a sense, especially in the DB room. When I'm on my high horse and feeling good, I think it kind of gets the rest of the guys going, and I got my compasses like Jordan Battle, Gino, DJ, and they've been playing great. So, I just got to stay with the level of play.
Zach Taylor was asked about the comments from Cam Taylor-Britt and the conversation he had with Al Golden. And Zach Taylor said, now you've got to prove it's going to be consistent. Some of his plays on Sunday weren't his best, but I see better than I hear. Cam Taylor-Britt will be looking to prove that he is better, in fact, than what he put on tape last week. The defense against the run was stout. They allowed just over 2 yards per carry to the Browns, who have historically relied on the run offensively. They didn't allow a single rush over 5 yards in the entire game. That will be key to victory here in week 2 against the Jaguars. The Bengals are 0-6 all-time in week 2 under Zach Taylor. The Jaguars stand between the Bengals and 2-0. Those Jaguars are co-favorites to win the AFC South along with the Houston Texans. Jaguars led by new head coach Liam Coen, who spent last year as the offensive coordinator in Tampa Bay. Now the Jaguars are hoping that Coen can have similar success that he had with Baker Mayfield last year with former number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence. Coen, like Zach Taylor, is a Sean McVay disciple. In fact, when Zach Taylor was promoted from assistant receivers coach to quarterbacks coach with the Rams, Coen was Taylor's replacement in the receiver room. Coen was given major weapons here in his first year as a head coach with the Jaguars. Notably, Brian Thomas Jr. caught 87 balls for nearly 1,300 yards in his rookie year last year. The Jags, however, only completed 1 pass to the wide receiver in week 1. It wasn't without trying, though. The Bengals will have to be solid in the secondary, as I expect them to want to get Brian Thomas Jr. lots of looks, especially early in the game. Coen broke down some missed opportunities for them in week 1, trying to get the ball to Brian Thomas Jr.
I think we tried to get him a touch on the first or second drive of the game. First play of the game, right? We don't convert it, throw him a screen, low, doesn't come down with it. And then the flow of the game, we missed him on a in-breaker, which he had a lot of room to run. Missed him on a corner route where he was fairly open. And then missed, had the one on the out of bounds. So you're talking about that's 5 catches right there that gets him into the flow of it.
Now, BTJ only had one catch for 11 yards in week 1, but he'll line up with newcomer to Jacksonville, Diami Brown, who's a former third-round pick by the Washington Commanders, and the other major storyline heading into this matchup, which is Heisman winner Travis Hunter. Hunter played 48 total snaps with the Jags in week 1's win over the Carolina Panthers, but only 6 were on defense. Reports are saying that Hunter will gradually see increased reps on the defensive side of the ball. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase was asked about lining up across from the Heisman winner.
Do you expect Hunter to play more corner?
At the end of the day, I don't really care. I mean, he played both sides, let him do his thing. You know, I'm not expecting this. I'm not happy to see him at corner. Like, you know, it is what it is. But as long as he plays football, I don't care.
What is it like to see a guy who plays both sides of the ball like that?
It's really rare, if I'm being honest. You don't really see it too much. It's pretty cool that, you know, that they still do that now. But, you know, it's nice to see how it goes out, how he plays it. I'm sure it won't be the same like college, but, you know, they probably going to take him off a couple reps and, you know, throw him back in every other series maybe.
What do you think of his game overall?
I haven't watched a lot of his game on defense. I know offensive-wise, but, you know, you look at him, bro, he's just a pure athlete. You know what I'm saying? He can literally do it all, you know what I'm saying? And he's in a blessed opportunity to be in, you know what I'm saying, still in the NFL and still trying to find what position he wants to play. So, you know, he's mad athletic.
How big of an unknown is it? Because you have only seen 6 snaps of him at corner. You haven't really seen him at corner at the NFL level. And it does sound like he's expected to play more. Does that impact anything you do as a receiver?
No. I mean, bro, it don't matter who the corner is. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking at Travis Hunter tape and I'm looking at Denzel tape, I'm gonna look at more Denzel tape than Travis Hunter tape, just because Denzel is an all-pro corner. Not saying he won't be one, but you know it's a little different. Right now he's still a rookie, but he's a pure athlete, man. He can do it all. So you know I still got respect for him. I got to go out there and just play my game.
Now, Travis Hunter isn't the only addition to the Jaguars offense. They added right guard Patrick Mekari and center Robert Hainsey in an effort to revamp their offensive line. It proved valuable in week 1. They rushed for 200 yards in their 26-10 win over the Panthers. However, defensively, the Jags are led by defensive end Josh Hines-Allen. Hines-Allen registered 7 total pressures in week 1. They also added corner Jordan Lewis in free agency this offseason. The Jags defense held Carolina to just 255 total yards and 10 points in the win. Liam Coen sang the praise of his defense after the game.
I thought the defensive staff specifically did a great job, not to single them out better than the offensive staff. They all did a great job, but I thought Campy had some very timely, pressure calls in both the run and the pass. To really get 3 turnovers, should have been a 4th and 2 turnovers on downs. I mean, that's damn good defense.
Now, the Bengals in Jacksonville will kick off Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS. Chris Lewis and Logan Ryan will be on the call, along with Tiffany Blackman handling sideline duties. If you don't have cable or are looking to stream it, Paramount Plus will be your go-to app for this one, or NFL Plus if you are in the game market. NFL Sunday Ticket as well is an option if you're out of market, that through YouTube TV. As always, the Bengals radio network featuring Dan Horde and Dave Lapham will have you covered throughout the day as well. ESPN 1530, WEBN 102.7 FM, and 700 WLW will have the call. You can also listen live on the Bengals app if you are in the market, or if you are outside the market, you can visit the Game Center on desktop nationwide. Chatterbox Bengals will, of course, have you covered throughout the day as well. If you prefer, join myself and Reed Mouse for a live pregame show starting at 12:30. And then, of course, Reed Mouse will take you through the live action with live play-by-play and reaction throughout the game. I'll be joined by Andrew Collinsworth for our halftime show, and then, of course, our post-game analysis. We hope that you'll join us. Until then, for Chatterbox Sports, I'm Craig Sandlin. This has been Chatterbox Bengals. Hoo day!